Hi, this is Angela Hausman and welcome back to Let's Blog for Money. Today we're going to look at installing widgets into our new theme. So we go to the dashboard for our new website and take a look at some of the widgets that are available. Now these widgets are going to vary based on your theme. Not all themes will offer the same options for widgets, but these are pretty extensive. These will help increase the functionality of our website, and they'll help improve the user experience. These are elements that will go in the sidebar in this theme. In other themes you might have widgets that can go into either a sidebar or into the footer. This theme just doesn't happen to have a footer. You can see I've already added 3 widgets to this. I simply drag them and drop them into position, and they will appear in the sidebar in the order in which they appear in the listing. So if I want to add, say, categories to my sidebar, I just drag it and drop it in, and I can change the order by just hovering there until I'm in the right position and then dropping it. And I can give it a title. In this case I want it to appear as a drop down, and I also want to show the number of posts in each of the categories. This is a real help for visitors when they come to your site, because maybe they only want to read about a specific category of posts. I can do the same thing with the calendar by simply dragging it and dropping it into whatever position I want it to appear in the sidebar. And again, I can give it a title, and I want to make sure and save after I make any of these changes. Now, if you pull widgets from the top and put them back in the top portion of this, it will save the settings for it. There's a lower section of this where you can drag and drop without using the lose the settings. Sorry. So here are some of the other features that are already set up on our home page in terms of our menu, in terms of my Twitter account, and if I were going to use subcategories or advertising, this would be the place where I could also make those changes to my theme. This theme has quite a bit of functionality, which is why I chose it. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to talk to you about plugins. Now, some of these came with the WordPress installation, but I can add more. All I have to do is to add more, and then in this case I'm going to search for plugins, and the first one I'm going to look for is SEO, or search engine optimization. And what you're going to see is a number of SEO plugins have been developed for WordPress. The nice thing about this is it gives you a star rating, so you can make some judgments as to which one you want to install. I'm going to install WordPress SEO by Yoast. You can see Greg's performs a little bit higher than SEO by Yoast, but I know Yoast, and I like his commitment to always keeping his WordPress SEO updated to the newest version of WordPress, and I also like his commitment to making his better. I'm going to activate this plugin, and SEO requires quite a bit of modification in order to make it work properly. In the next video that I do, I'll show you part of customizing the Yoast SEO plugin and give you instructions on how you can do this on your own site. I'm also going to delete the WordPress featured listings plugin. I've not been happy with the way that it's performing, so it's best just to get rid of it. You can inactivate them, but I prefer normally to just get rid of it, and that way you don't have any possible interactions. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for popular plugins. I could also upload plugins. If I found a plugin on another site that I liked, I could save it as a zip file and upload it. Here are a number of the popular WordPress plugins. The first one you see is a translation, and I don't think I need that. I'm also not going to try to add two SEO plugins. They would compete with each other. But the next one is a Google Analytics plugin, which I want to add that because Analytics will help me understand the traffic coming to my site and help me make decisions that will help me improve my traffic. So I'm going to install that into my website. There's a contact form, but I have another one that I use that I'll show you later on, so I'm not going to add this one at this point. Google Sitemaps is a good thing to have, but the SEO plugin that we're using already comes with Google Sitemaps, XML sitemaps, so we don't need to upload that one separately. The next thing that we might think about uploading is the Google Analyticator. It's not as highly rated, but we're going to try that one and see whether the Google Analytics or the Google Analyticator works better for us, and then we'll delete one of those after we have watched them to see how they work. Right? You'll see many of these plugins require some work, and I'll show you how to do that later. We're going to look at popular plugins again and scroll down to see if there are other important plugins that we would like to add to our site. The other thing is I always keep my eyes and ears open as I'm cruising through different sites on the internet. And when I find someone using a plugin and they recommend it, I will usually try it out, at least on one of my sites. You can see a couple of these that are popular have already been installed in my site. The last thing I'm going to want to add to my site at this point is the Super Cache. Now, what the Super Cache will do is make my site run faster. And since visitors will not wait for your site to upload more than a few seconds, this is always a good thing to have. You want your site to run as quickly as possible. Again, I'll have to set up the cache, so for now we're not going to have that functionality, but we will once it's completely configured. And so that's it for today's edition of Let's Blog for Money. I hope you come back and visit us next time when we'll talk about other options and tools used for creating websites. Bye for now.